Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my everyday updated makeup routine. So this is how it's looking. So basically stay tuned to see how I get this quick and easy everyday glowy look. Okay, so throughout this video please bear with me. I am like working with a new ring light, so I'm just trying to get used to it. So if you can hear any meowing going on in the background, that's because we've got our brand new kitten and he's in the room with me now as he doesn't like being left on his own. So he is here with me and he does make a little bit of noise, so that will be why. But anyway, I basically started off my makeup today doing my skincare first because that's always key, to have a prepped skin before you do base. So I used the Body Shop Tea Tree cleanser and also this, which is the toner with my Foreo, and I've done all that, and now I'm just going to pop on a little bit of moisturizer just to give my skin a bit of hydration. So I'm going to be taking this one, which is the Simple Hydrating Light Moisturizer. Sorry if it is very bright. Where is he? He's like running around by my feet. This is seriously running low. But yeah, I would recommend, even if you have oily skin, to definitely prep your skin with a bit of skincare first, like moisturizer and stuff, because as I said, a key to a good base is to have a freshly prepped skin. My skin is like combination, so it always used to be dry, and then I came off my pill and it kind of changed my skin. Like my forehead, my T-zone definitely gets a bit more oily now, and I definitely have a few more blemishes than I used to. So now my moisturizer's on. I've actually been mixing up my primers quite a lot recently. I tend to just, I don't know, get the use out of all of them as I can. So I don't have a set favourite or a set go-to, but I do really like this one, which is the NYX Marshmellow primer, the like famous TikTok primer. So if you haven't tried this, it comes out like a white, sticky, I guess it's thicker than a liquid, but it's obviously a liquid. And I find it just helps to make your base a lot more tacky, ready for your foundation, which is good because it will help it obviously stay on and last a bit longer. It smells really good as well, like super sweet. I'm just using the viewfinder to apply this. I do have a mirror down here, but okay, that is now feeling very sticky and it looks very glowy as well, I must admit. All the products that I used today, just so you know, I'm going to list down below, so you can obviously remind yourself if you like any of these things. But yeah, for my base, I have got a tan on. I have fake tanned over the weekend. Oh, is that my feet? I need to stop getting distracted by the kitten. So I'm going to be mixing today because my go-to at the moment is the L'Oreal Palace. The L'Oreal Paris BB Sieste Magic. So this is a BB cream. And I have this in the shade Light. Because this is too light for me at the moment, I'm going to mix in a little bit of my Do the Hoola by Benefit, which is pretty ancient, so who knows if it's actually good to put on my skin. But this is basically a liquid bronzer, so if you are on holiday and you've got a tan or whatever, you can mix that in and it will basically give it a bit of extra colour. This comes out white, which is really weird to some people, but it kind of like blends into your skin tone. I'm just going to use this mirror, so I put quite a healthy amount of that on, I would say. And then I get my Do the Hoola and just do a few blobs. This is really random how I do this. I just whack it on, and to be fair, some people like to put it on the back of their hand and then apply, but I just put it straight on because why not? So I'm just using this Real Techniques brush because I'm really going off sponges at the moment. I don't know why, I just feel like The last few times I've used my sponge, they just haven't, it just hasn't been as like flawless as I get with like a buffing brush. It just seems to absorb so much product. I do love a beauty blender, but I don't know, I'm just going back to brushes at the moment. Do you know what, I've actually started filming this at quite a bad time. I've actually got to take our little kitten, which is called Milo, to the vet soon because he's been a little bit poorly over the weekend, so I've got to take him up to the vets probably soon. So I may need to nip out, but obviously for you guys it will be like a 2-second, you know, it will be like I've never left. So yeah, I should have probably timed it a bit better. But there you go. My forehead looks really red because I've been picking at my bloody spots, but this is the base. So obviously BB creams aren't as full coverage as your typical foundation, but yeah, I do really get on with this. I feel like it does give me a nice base. It's not too thick or heavy. Coverage is actually really quite good, and then yeah, this colour match actually is really nice with a bit of that do the hoola. So yeah, super cute, very glowy, which is what we want. And I am going to add a bit of concealer just for under the eyes, just to brighten it up, give it a little bit more coverage. It's looking a little bit dark under there. So for that, at the moment I've been using my e.l.f. concealer rather a lot. This is the 16-hour camo concealer. So I take a bit under my eyes there. I put a bit here because I do have a bit of scarring from previous like cold sores and stuff, and then basically just kind of just go like that down the bridge of the nose, a bit on the forehead, and blend it in with the same brush. Usually this typically doesn't take me too long to do. It just depends because obviously I do like to wear bold eyeshadow quite a lot and mix around with different colours and stuff. So depending on the eye look I'm doing, it depends how long it takes. But if I'm just doing my kind of basic everyday like this, it won't take me more than, I don't know, 15 minutes max, which is pretty decent. I feel like this lighting's kind of washing me out a bit. I don't know if I can tone it down. As I said, I am just kind of getting used to it. No. It's either all or nothing, and that's what it would be like if there was nothing, and I just don't think that's quite enough. I'm just going to watch this footage and have a look for myself. I'm going to stick with the light for the video. If it's a bit distracting, a bit too much, please let me know down below. And also I want to just say sorry for my upload schedule at the moment. It has definitely been quite all over the place. I usually like to do Tuesdays and Saturdays, but it's just been a bit not quite on schedule the last few weeks because of various things going on. So this will be my first Tuesday upload in a while actually, and yeah, I just wanted to apologise for that, and also to ask if these kind of sit down get ready with me videos are the type of videos that you guys like, because I've been doing a lot of home content and vlogs at the moment, which I really enjoy doing, but obviously I started my channel with beauty and I kind of want to keep that in my channel as well. So yeah, if you do enjoy these types of videos, I'd love to know down below, as it would really help me out content wise. But next for the routine, I'm actually going to be using my Hoola contour stick now. I actually think they've discontinued this, I want to say. I have used this before on my channel, but I just love a good contour stick. I've been doing it so much more recently. I never used to be that fussed, but I do think it makes such a big difference and so foolproof and easy to use. So I either take a brush or a sponge, but because I'm using my brush today, I'm just going to use that just to blend it in. Obviously I put it on the places that you can see it now, and it just seems to blend beautifully. But my other recommendations, as that one unfortunately isn't available, is the Huda Beauty Tantour. that comes in the little pot. That's really, really good. And also the Shein Glam, what is it? She Glam. Their stick is really good. But yeah, I like to kind of mix between the ones I've got, but this one is really blendable. As you can see, it just gives me a bit more bronze, which is definitely what I needed. And I'm now going to set my face so that I don't get any kind of creasing and stuff. I'm not the kind of girl that can just do a whole kind of dewy look without having to set my face, because it will crease throughout the day. So to set my face, I'm using my absolute go-to, which has been my go-to for the longest time, is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. And I've said this before, but they don't actually stock this in the UK anymore, like in Boots or anything. I'm literally so running low. You have to order it on like Amazon, that's where I got mine, and they ship it I think from like the US, but it's so good. I just use like a dry microfiber sponge just to kind of press that into my under eye. I'm literally, I don't actually think there's enough for a whole face in there. Oh no. Oh, there is. It's just not wanting to come out. It's just one of them awkward ones. There we go. So yeah, I take my little sponge, I just press it into my under eyes. And then I also press it into basically the places where I put my concealer. So I'm going to take it along here and then kind of like set the smile lines as well. And then on my chin a little bit. And pressing it in just really makes sure it's kind of set that area properly. And then I do like to go underneath where I've just done my contour. And then I take a brush, so I'm going to use my number 7, bloody hell, my number 7 big fluffy brush, just get the rest on there, and basically just dust it over, because I do like my whole face to have had a bit of powder. Okie dokie, I am back from the vets. All is good with Milo, no concern, well, not any major concern, so relieved about that. Now I can finish the look. So we got to powder, and now that my face is all set, I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer, because even though we've contoured, it's not quite enough. So my go-to bronzer, as always, is my Hoola bronzer. Seems to be a lot of Benefit products in here. But if you are new to my channel and didn't know, I used to work for Benefit, so that is why I have so many of their products, because this is also the Hoola Benefit brush, so I use that and just pop it on basically everywhere I contoured, just to get the extra definition. Once I've popped the bronzer on, I then actually take a smaller brush, which is a Morphe, I think it's actually an eyeshadow brush, but I use this for my nose contour, and I just take a bit underneath the nose on the tip, and then I actually go up the sides of the nose and then blend it underneath the eyebrow so it kind of connects. Bit under the lip, and I actually then go back in with my sponge and like kind of carve out, probably can't see it that well, but I press more powder. Oh, I got a bit of fluff on my face, probably from the cat. Yeah, I put a bit of powder like that, just to kind of snatch it a little bit more. Right, blush. Again, this is kind of a product I switch up a lot, like what shade blush I want to use. I love all the blushes that I have, and every day I put them in the same place. So ultimately, the blush I use today isn't my daily blush, but it's applied the same. And yeah, I love them all. So I'm gonna go with probably the one I've been using the most at the moment, which is actually this Beauty Crop blush, which I got in a glossy box quite a while back. And this is in the shade Orion Glow. and it's like a duo. It's got like more of a pinky and then more of a peachy shade, but it's got quite like shimmers to it, so it does give you a nice glow. And then I just use my Wet n Wild blush brush, and I kind of like mix between the two, and then I always put this on the apples of my cheeks here, and then I do put a bit on the bridge of my nose, not too crazy. I know some people like to full on go like that, like the whole, you know, like e-girl TikTok kind of trend, but I think where I put it is good for me. And I do like blush, but maybe not too crazy with it. I'm not too adventurous, but sometimes I like to do fake freckles, sometimes I don't. I'm not going to today, but if I do, I like to use my Missguided freckle pen. That just comes in one shade, I believe, and it's really good because you just draw them on, and then I use my finger just to kind of tap it in. But I'm going to skip that step today, and I'm going to go straight to highlight. So I'm going to take my Sigma brush, it's the same highlight brush I use every time, and I'm actually going to take one of my favourite highlighters, which is the Fenty Beauty highlighter in the shade Killawatt. So this again is like a duo, sorry I've got a bit of foundation on there. It's like a duo highlight, so I don't usually mix these ones, I usually pick one I like, and this is my preferred one because it's more shimmery and glowy. So I take a bit of that, put it on like the tip and then on the bridge. Take a bit on the cupid's bow, a bit on the chin. I think the light as well is making it look like extra as hell. And then I get a bit on the cheeks here, like where the light would naturally hit, and then I kind of just take my brush and blend it into like this part of my head, like the temples and stuff, just so that it's a bit more seamless. And I feel like it really blends well into the skin, and like it all kind of melts together. Might just tone down that chin a little bit. It seems to have picked up quite a bit on the chin. That's better. So that's basically my base done. So I then move on to eyebrows, which I have been loving this new product that I have, and I'm sure you would have heard pretty much everyone raving about it at the moment because it is like such a good product. And that is actually a Refy brow product by Jess Hunt. It is the setting gel. So this is just the clear setting gel. I think she might have brought out like coloured setting gels, but correct me if I'm wrong. I just like to use this one because it's the only one I've tried and I love it. So my brows, as you can tell, are very, very fair. So what I do is I use the little brush, because in the lid you actually get like a little brush. I take the more bristly end and I start out by just kind of brushing the hairs upwards. You probably won't be able to see too well because, as I said, they are extremely fair. But I start out by brushing them upwards. My eyebrows need a wax, bloody hell. And then I actually take the gel, so it's like a white gel, and start brushing through the brows to put them in an upward motion. I might zoom you in for this part just so you can get a better look. You can see the difference, that's just a bit fuller. And then I repeat the same on this brow. I go in with my Missguided eyebrow pen to draw hair-like strokes, and I have this in the shade Light, I believe. Is it in the shade Light? Oh, it's all worn off. Oh, where it says shade it's worn off, but I'm 99% sure it is in the shade Light, because with a pen I do find they tend to be much more pigmented, so you got to be a bit more light-handed, I suppose. Are you attacking my feet? Where's he gone? He is so cute. I'm gonna show you him at the end of the video, so if you do want to watch, if you do want to see him, then that's your reason to stay tuned. But yeah, we literally got him last week and he's been good as gold. I absolutely love him. And yeah, I haven't been filming much purely for the fact that we've had our kitten running around and I've wanted to spend every little minute with him. Poor excuse, I know, but that is ultimately why. Okay, so I'm now using the brush. As I said, it's got a really fine tip to it, and I basically, it's hard to explain, but I just draw lines. So I don't like to go this way because obviously I want the hairs to go up, so I draw them upwards. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If I mess it up, I can go in and sort of try and fix it, but I follow my natural hair and just kind of make it up as I go along, really. I'm not into like perfect brows these days. I want more of like a, what do you call it, more fluttery brow like this. They do look really dark, but I promise you they're not as crazy in person, and once my eyes are done they won't look as heavy. But this is how they look once I have completely finished and I'm happy with them. I just keep going and editing it a little bit until they look good. If I do make a mistake, I usually either use my finger or a wipe just to kind of fix that, but I think they look pretty good. I'm then gonna do eyes. So I always curl my lashes because my lashes are very naturally straight, so I do like to curl them before I do anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly do that off camera using my, I think it's number 7 lash curler. I'm now going to take my absolute go-to eyeshadow for like a neutral smoky bronzy eye, which is the LASplash eyeshadow palette. There's not actually a specific name for this palette. I don't know if they sell more than this palette, but yeah, this is the one I use. That's the packaging, and this is what it looks like. So this is from a glossy box, and I think the shades in here are gorgeous. So I always use this when I'm doing like a bronzy eye. And I just start out with a fluffy brush like so, and I dip into, usually I mix between these two. These are matte shades, whereas these are more like shimmers. So I take a mixture of those two, which is Tiger's Eye, and I want to say that's Argonite, but it actually says Aragonite. But I feel like maybe that's just how it's spelled, I don't know. I'm not going to embarrass myself too much. And I basically just take that into the crease. I did this look when I went out on the weekend and I absolutely loved it. I mean, I did put on lashes and I smoked out my lower lash line way more than I will be today, but that was like for an evening going out look, whereas obviously this is more of a day-to-day, so it won't be as bold. He's fast asleep now, bless him. And then I kind of extend it as well, so that the bronzer and the eyeshadow is kind of more seamless and it all looks very flowy. Just a little bit, just to exaggerate it slightly. And then I take a more flat brush, like this one, and I go into basically any of the shades. I mean, it just depends on how bold I want the look. So I could use a shimmer, sometimes I'd even use a black if I want a really smoky eye, but I probably today I'm just going to take the shade that I can't pronounce and tap off any excess, because that's the one thing I would say about this palette, is you do get a fair amount of excess, but the pigment is pretty damn good. I'm just going to pop that all over the lid. Can't believe how fast this year's gone. I remember literally last October, like, because I was just thinking it's almost Halloween. And I remember last year I started doing a makeup Saturday series. So every Saturday I was doing a makeup look, and I did that throughout the whole month of October. And because it was Halloween, obviously I did Halloween looks each weekend and I really enjoyed it. And it just makes me think that's crazy for that to be a whole year ago. And like, oh, I just can't believe it. Really can't. It's now making me think I want Christmas. Like, I'm actually really looking forward to Christmas this year. Fingers crossed all will be good and we can actually kind of see our friends and family a bit more than we could last year. So here is the eyes once the shadow's on the lid and it's all kind of blended how you want it. I'm then going to go in with my Eye Bright by Benefit, which is an eye pencil that's like a, I'll swatch it on my hand, it's like a really light pinky kind of white shade that I like to put in the lower lash line just to brighten up my eyes a little bit. Again, like depending on the look, if I'm going out for the evening like I did Saturday, I did a black line and then I did black shadow underneath, but if I'm not doing black, this is my go-to just to brighten it up. Oh, something in my eye. I've had something in this eye all day. It's really bugging me, but oh. Right. So I'm now going to take the same brush I used a minute ago, this flat brush with the product I had on it, and basically run that along the lower lash line, just using the excess product that's already on there, because I don't think we need much more going on. And then again, just kind of connect that to the smoky wing we've kind of got. And it will sort of piece it together. Now I'm going to use my eye pencil in the shade Cottage Cheese from NYX. This is getting really small now. I've had this for the longest time, but this is my all-time favourite inner corner highlight. I just find it so easy, like you just pop a bit on, saves having to get a bit of highlighter on a small brush, and you can just apply it so easily like this. And I also take a bit under my brow and just use my finger to blend that in. And now lastly for the eyes, I'm going to do mascara. So I'm taking my Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. Again, quite a TikTok blow up product. This is actually where I got the idea to buy this from, and it was probably one of the best products I've ever tried from TikTok. I think it is so good. It makes them obviously sky high, like super long. For me, it doesn't clump to the point of like too clumpy. I can do a few layers, and yeah, I absolutely love it. So I'll be back once this is on both eyes. Let's take these clips out now. So the majority of the time I do wear a nude lip, again dependent on what I'm wearing and the eyeshadow look I've done, but for this type of look I would definitely go for a nude lip. So my favourite nude lip is the Revolution X Soph collab, and this is in the shade Syrup. I just absolutely think the colour is gorgeous, and the finish of it's really nice as well, because it's not a matte, it's more of like a satiny finish. It's got a bit of like sheen to it. And then just to line my lips today, I'm going to take the Revolution lip liner in the shade Chauffeur. My favourite lip liner is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, but I think that's downstairs, and to be honest I can't be asked to go and get it, and they are very similar. So this could possibly be a dupe, maybe. But yeah, it is really good. Okay, and then taking the lip, you'll see what I mean. It's like really like shiny. Don't know if you can see what I mean, but it's so nice, and it feels really nice to wear as well. My one's a little bit broken though because I've had it for ages, so I will get a new one. I think they're like £4. What a bloody bargain. Honestly, And lastly, I always have to finish with setting spray. My go-to setting spray is the Morphe Continuous Mist. I've unfortunately ran out of that one. I've used it all up. I need to get a new one. So today I'm going to take an old favourite, which is my Kandi Cosmetics pre-glow up mist. Maybe it's a pre-setting spray, who knows. But I use it to set, so it's fine. It's like it's basically a dupe for the Iconic London one, and I think it's great. I've nearly ran out of this. As you can see, it's just a super fine mist and leaves your skin with a nice glow. So I don't put on a huge amount, I just put on, you know, a generous amount, fan that off and let it dry. My hair is a state, but this is the finished day-to-day natural, is it natural? No, not really. Day-to-day, let's say glowy makeup look. This is my everyday makeup at the moment. Obviously I do mix out a few products, but the way I apply it always stays the same. I'm really happy with how this looks today actually. It's just a shame I've got nowhere to go. But yeah, all products, as I said, will be listed down below. And please let me know if you do enjoy these kind of videos, because I would love to know. I'll show you Milo now, because some of you might only be here to the end just to see him. He is asleep, but I'm about to go downstairs anyway, so I'll take him down with me. He just hates being on his own. Let me grab him. So here is little Milo. He's only tiny baby. He's 8 weeks old. And yeah, he is so small. He's like the size of my hand. But I love him so much. I think he's the cutest. He's curling up on my chest now. Oh. Bless him. I'm going to take him down with me and we're going to chill. But thank you so much guys for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, because like 80% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, which is really upsetting. So if you could subscribe, that would be great. New videos will be coming. I will be doing more house updates because we have done quite a bit since my last one. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!